Hey guys, I just wanted to take a moment and review our summary of the child protection policy with you. This is a required training for our children's ministry volunteers. We go over this in week 4 of Growth Track, but we want every year for us all to kind of get a brush up on it so everybody's on the same page. So I'm just going to review these quickly with you in order to keep our kids as safe as possible. So the first thing on the summation of the Child Protection Policy, or the CPP as we call it, is to be familiar with the policies in the CPP. So you should have gotten a copy of that at orientation. If you didn't, we will link one for you, or you can email your ministry leader to get it. The second thing on the summary is for you to attend required trainings. Listen, I don't like meetings. I'm sure you don't like meetings, but every once in a while we have to have them for the safety of our children. So if we send something home like this video for you to watch, or we say we're having a training, it is imperative that you are there, because we're not going to take your time unless it is in the best interest of our kids and in the best interest of you and the church. Third, we need you to follow check-in and check-out procedures. I don't care if it's your best friend or your mom or your dad, we need to follow the same check-in and check-out procedures. If you're unsure, don't make a judgment call. Ask 500 people if you need to, but make sure to follow the check-in and check-out procedures. We must have the sticker. All right, now we need you to exhibit appropriate physical contact. We are in early childhood, we allow lap sitting. In elementary, we do not. We're gonna do the Christian side hug situation. And also make sure if you're redirecting behavior that you're using gentle and kind physical contact. We wanna follow the 2 adult rule. Let me unpack that a little bit. In the nursery, the 2 adult rule really applies when it's coming to changing diapers. First of all, you're never going to be in a room with a baby by yourself, but we want to highlight the fact that if you're changing a diaper, make sure you're in plain sight of another adult. Only people over 18 are allowed to change diapers in the nursery. In preschool, when you've got a 3-year-old that needs help in the potty, open the door, stand in the doorway, let the other leaders in the room know that you're going to help little Johnny with the bathroom. And again, remember, you cannot accept any children into the room until there are 2 adults. All right, once your student helper is there, they can be of great assistance to you, but we must have 2 adults before we accept kids. Now in elementary, you might think, I'm in a small group by myself with 15 kids. We have windows in all the doors. We have sheriffs monitoring the hallway, and it's not you and 1 child alone. If an elementary student needs help in the bathroom, I would bring a 2nd or 3rd adult in as well with you. With students don't need help in the restroom, so we just should avoid that altogether. There are a few things we need you to report to your ministry leader. Suspected abuse, neglect, self-harm, or suicidal thoughts. We need you to report incidents like hitting, punching, biting. If kids are running and bonk their head on the stage, you need to report that so that we can tell the parents. If there is excessive bullying, all children can be snarky to each other from time to time, but if it is repeated over and over, negative bullying, you can report that to us. Now, because we care about the safety of our kids spiritually, emotionally, physically, we have some standards or some boundaries that once those are crossed, we're going to ask you to step down. Now, when I go over these, this does not mean that we don't want people who make these choices at our church. We believe Jesus is for everyone, but we also believe in Scripture that God holds people who work with children to a higher standard. So if you are living with somebody outside of marriage, if you are participating in a homosexual lifestyle or participating in any kind of sexual impurity outside of marriage, or if you're abusing drugs or alcohol, we are going to ask you to step down. Again, because we follow scripture when it says those who are with kids are held to a higher standard. So that's the summary of the CPP. I love you and thank you so much for helping us lead kids to a life-changing relationship with Jesus.